everyone! Welcome back! Today, we're talking about something that sounds like it's straight out of a movie. An asteroid might hit Earth in 2032. But before you start planning for the apocalypse, let's talk about what's really going on. Spoiler, there's no need to panic, at least not yet. So grab a snack, relax, and let's dive into the facts. First, how did we even find this asteroid? In 2023, astronomers spotted a near-Earth object called Asteroid 2032X. It's about 500 meters wide, big enough to cause damage if it hit us. But here's the thing. Scientists track thousands of asteroids, and most just fly by without issue. So why is this one making news? Well, early calculations showed a tiny chance, like 1 in 10,000, that it could hit Earth in 2032. That's why people are talking about it. But before we get too worried, let's talk about how these predictions work. Tracking asteroids is like a cosmic game of pool. Scientists use telescopes and radar to measure an asteroid's position, speed, and path. But the farther away it is, the harder it is to predict exactly where it's going. Tiny things, like gravity from other planets or even sunlight, can change its path over time. That's why early predictions aren't always super accurate. As we get more data, the predictions get better. Right now, the data says this asteroid will probably miss us. But scientists are keeping an eye on it, just in case. Okay, let's say it does hit Earth. What happens? Well, it depends on where it lands. An asteroid this size could destroy a city or cause a tsunami if it hits the ocean. But it's not big enough to wipe out life on Earth, so no dinosaur-level disaster here. The good news? We're not helpless. We've got plans to deal with asteroids like this. Let's talk about that. In 2022, NASA's DART mission proved we can change an asteroid's path by crashing a spacecraft into it. Cool, right? There are other ideas too, like using gravity to nudge it, or even painting it to change how it absorbs sunlight and moves. The point is, if this asteroid, or any other, becomes a real threat, we've got options. And scientists are working hard to make those options even better. Here's something interesting. Earth has been hit by asteroids before. In 2013, a meteor exploded over Chelyabinsk, Russia. It was only about 20 meters wide, but it still caused a lot of damage and injured over 1,000 people. And of course, there's the asteroid that wiped out the dinosaurs 66 million years ago. That one was huge, about 10 kilometers wide. But here's the thing. Those events are rare. Most asteroids burn up in the atmosphere or miss us completely. And now, with modern technology, we can spot them way before they get close. That's a big deal. Now, here's a fun twist. Asteroids aren't just threats. They could also be opportunities. Some asteroids are packed with valuable metals like platinum, gold, and iron. In fact, one asteroid could contain trillions of dollars worth of resources. Companies are already working on ways to mine them in the future. Imagine a future where we're not just dodging asteroids, but actually using them to fuel space exploration and even life on Earth. How cool is that? Asteroids have always captured our imagination. Think about movies like Armageddon or Deep Impact. They make asteroid impacts look super dramatic, and sometimes a little unrealistic. I mean, drilling into an asteroid to save the world? It's fun to watch, but real science is a bit different. Still, these movies remind us how fascinating and terrifying asteroids can be. And hey, they make for great entertainment. Here's a crazy fact. There are over 1 million asteroids in our solar system. Most of them hang out in the asteroid belt between Mars and Jupiter. But some, like Asteroid 2032X, come closer to Earth. And get this. Some asteroids even have their own moons. How wild is that? Space is full of surprises, and asteroids are just one piece of the puzzle. Okay, let's take a deep breath. I know talking about asteroids hitting Earth can feel a little scary, but here's the thing. You really don't need to panic. Let me explain why. First, the odds of this asteroid hitting us are incredibly low. We're talking about a 1 in 10,000 chance. To put that into perspective, you're more likely to be struck by lightning twice than this asteroid is to hit Earth. So, unless you're carrying a lightning rod everywhere you go, you're probably fine. Second, even if the odds were higher, we've got time. The predicted date for a potential impact is 2032. That's almost a decade away. And in that time, scientists will keep gathering data, refining their predictions, and figuring out exactly where this asteroid is headed. If it does look like it's coming our way, we'll know well in advance. And here's the best part. We're not defenseless. Remember NASA's DART mission? That proved we can actually change an asteroid's path. If this asteroid, or any other, becomes a real threat, we've got options. We could crash a spacecraft into it, use gravity to nudge it, or even paint it to alter its course. Scientists are working on these technologies right now, and they're only getting better. Another reason not to panic? We're really good at spotting asteroids. Thanks to advanced telescopes and tracking systems, we've identified over 90% of the large asteroids that could pose a threat to Earth. And we're constantly improving our ability to detect smaller ones, too. So, if something dangerous were headed our way, we'd likely know about it years or even decades in advance. Now, I know what you might be thinking. But what about the ones we haven't found yet? That's a fair question. And yes, there are still asteroids out there we haven't detected. But here's the thing. Space is huge. The chances of an unknown asteroid sneaking up on us are extremely slim. And even if one did, it would most likely burn up in the atmosphere before it could do any real damage. Speaking of burning up, did you know that Earth is hit by tiny space rocks all the time? Most of them are no bigger than a grain of sand, and they create those beautiful shooting stars you see at night. Even larger ones, like the Chelyabinsk meteor in 2013, usually break apart before they reach the ground. So, while it's true that asteroids can be dangerous, the reality is that most of them never make it to us. And finally, let's put this into perspective. Yes, asteroids are a potential threat, but there are so many other things in life that are far more likely to affect us, like climate change, natural disasters, or even just crossing the street. The fact that we're even talking about this shows how far we've come as a species. We're not just sitting back and hoping for the best. We're actively working to understand our universe and protect our planet. So, should you be worried? Not right now. The chances of this asteroid hitting us are incredibly low, and even if it does, we've got time to prepare. The real takeaway here is how amazing it is that we can detect and track these objects in the first place. It's a reminder of how far we've come in understanding our universe and protecting our planet. And hey, if anything changes, you know we'll be here to break it down for you. So, until then, don't panic. Just keep looking up and marveling at how incredible our universe is. So, should you be worried? Not right now. The chances of this asteroid hitting us are super low, and even if it does, we've got time to prepare. The coolest part? We can actually detect and track these things. It's amazing how far we've come in understanding our universe and protecting our planet. And hey, if anything changes, we'll be here to explain it all. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up and share it with someone who loves space. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss future updates. Let me know in the comments, what do you think about asteroid threats? Should we invest more in planetary defense? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Until next time, stay curious and keep looking up. See you later.